Good morning. It is June the 5th, 2026. And I wanted to do a quick update on my two aquariums that I have out on my screen porch. We did get, a few weeks back, we got this new dinosaur fish. He's really cool. I got him in the 10-gallon aquarium, but I am going to be upgrading him. He is albino Senegalus Bashir, and they are prehistoric, air-breathing, totally aquatic fish. They are meat eaters, but they are peaceful meat eaters. So as long as the fish aren't smaller than him or small enough for him to eat, he tends to leave them alone. But I have put some little tiny dead or dying wild minnows in here, and he has eaten them no problem. He likes bloodworms and brine shrimp. He really loves bloodworms. He also enjoys the sinking shrimp pellets, which everything I got likes these. I get those on Amazon. You can get a big container for about $8 on Amazon. But this guy is super cool, and he can get up to 24 inches, 18 to 24 inches in the wild or in a pond setting, and generally around a foot to 18 inches in an appropriate size tank. He's just in this 10-gallon because he's by himself right now. I am hoping to get some more, at least one or two more of these guys while he's still little, to put with him so that he can have some tank mates that are his own kind. When he gets bigger, obviously, when you go to the pet store, they have the babies and the smaller ones generally. Sometimes they have two different sizes, but he is super cool to watch to eat. You can see him in here. He is eating the shrimp pellets that I put down for him. He's super fun. And once I get a bigger aquarium for him and get him some friends, I may also put some larger goldfish or predatory fish, more peaceful predatory fish in there with him that won't bother him. Some appropriate tank mates. But I did not really know about this fish until I found him at the pet store, and I did some research. And we really love feeding him. We wanted to have some sort of predatory fish to feed any extra minnows or baby fish, guppies, or whatever that we have that's extra. And he is super cool. So that is the update on him. That again is a Senegalus Bashir. And just to give you an update on the 40-gallon tank that I have out here, which I hope to at least get a 40-gallon, if not a 50 or 55-gallon tank for my little dinosaur, and my second tank that I'm going to put up over there that's going to have my dinosaurs in there. But we have a lot of updates in here. We did go to a local retention pond and get some mosquito fish and we actually ended up with 3 of these least killifish, which are native to our area. I don't know if I can get it to focus on them, but they are the smallest killifish, but they're actually live bearers. And they are just really cute little nano fish. And then we got some of the regular eastern mosquito fish right there. Majority of these I put all in my stock tank pond, the mosquito fish and the killifish. But I did put 3 of the female mosquito fish in here. I ended up with a baby one in here as well, and 3 of the killifish. And the point of the mosquito fish being in here so that I could capture some of the fry that they have for my dinosaur. And they have, that I have been able to tell, they haven't had any fry yet. But I have had fry in this tank. I have 4 baby platy fry. And I have 4 platies in here. I have 3 females. There's one of my females. There's another one of my females. I have a spotted male right here. And then I have a Mickey Mouse female. And I also have a blue one. He's right there. The kind of blue one behind right there. That might be my male. Is that my male? Nope, that's a female. I think the Mickey Mouse or that spotted one is the male. But anyways, I didn't even see these platy fry. You can see them back there by the sponge filter. If I can get it to focus back there. You see there's 3 that's in the frame right now. They're in the back around the sponge filter, but they've already got like a golden color and spots and everything. And I didn't even see them till about a week and a half ago, maybe a little bit more. And they were good size compared to the guppies and how slow the guppies grow. These platies grew super fast. But there's 4 of them in here. And I did have my dinosaur in here to begin with, but I ended up moving him over because of the fry, and just because I have some, the minnows and stuff like that in here. And the other fish that we have in here is we still have our Danio minnows. We still have a couple of these Harlequin rasboras. We do now have cory cats in this tank. So you can see one of the green cory cats, the emerald, I guess it was emerald green or bronze or something like that. But I have 2 of them, and then I moved my big albino cory cat into this tank. Supposedly he's the same. He's back there beside that plant on the bottom of that plant pot. But he's supposedly the same species as them. I still have my cherry barbs. We did have 3 males and 3 females when I first put them in. We currently have 3 males and 2 females. We did have a weaker female that passed on early on. And there you can see the little mosquito fry. He's kind of getting bigger though. I'm hoping that he's a male because I intended on putting a male in here with the females. But that's going to be the... Oh, that's a mosquito fish. There's one of the killies. As far as I know, the mosquito fish and the least killies are the only minnows that we ended up catching. There may have been a couple of bullhead minnows in there. But I still have 3 of my white cloud minnows. You can see those back there in the middle. I also still have one of the rosy red minnows in here. When I put them, all the rosy red minnows into the pond, I had 2 of them that were acting crazy and flopping around, so I put them in this tank to see if they could get their stuff together and get healthier for a while. And one of them made it, one of them didn't, and he's still in here. I also have added 2 of the comets, and actually this one right here with the red head, it has the color of a Sarasa comet, but it don't have the long fins. It has the fins of a common goldfish. But there's also a calico goldfish that was in that mix from the feeder goldfish from PetSmart. He's right there in the front. He has the longer fins of the comet, but he has black on his fin, so I'm curious to see how he'll turn out. And later on I'll be putting them in the pond. I just put them in here so that I can watch them grow a little bit. I do also have 2 gold fancy goldfish in here and 2 of the calico fancy goldfish. And this one right here is super pretty. The red, you can't really tell probably from this video, but she's got a lot of red on her, And she has a burgundy red on her along with orange. And then I have another calico in here. She's going to be in the back. I need to throw some more food up here so they'll all come to the front. But there's one of the gold fancies. So I ended up putting 2 of the gold fancies in here. Okay, so right there is the other calico, and she's got a lot of blue, which I don't know if they're males or females, but she's got a lot of blue on her. She's been liking being back in this corner right back here, but she's really pretty. She's got a lot of blue, and like I say, there's 2 of the gold ones. So right now there is 2 small of the feeder goldfish and a comet, and then I have 2 gold fancies and 2 calico fancies in here as well. You might be able to get a good look at least Killy right there. There he is. There's 3 of them. And oh, here is my dojo loach. I got him the same day that I got my dinosaur fish. So this is a larger loach. He eats smaller snails and stuff like that. He is going to end up being in the pond. But for right now, I just have him in my tank so to give him a chance to get a little bit bigger. We have, the pond does have an intake for the pump. It does have a series of rocks around it, and we also have recently got a basket to go over the intake so that fish can't get in there. But some of the little tiny fish, like the little some of the smaller rosy minnows, we've only had a couple that have gotten through the maze and into the little holes in the basket. We put about 38 rosy red minnows in the pond, and so far we've only found 6 that have made their way in there, and that was when we first put them in. So now they're comfortable, and they realize not to go through the maze, through the hole that sucks into the pump. But the bigger fish that we have in there, the goldfish, they won't fit through the little mesh fitting that we put on. A little cage, I guess we found it. Tractor Supply that screws onto the drain hole. So anyways, I think that is all. I did add also 3 Cory cats in here, or not 3 Cory cats, but 3 Otto cats. And they are, you can see one in the back glass back there. They're real tiny. I expect them to grow real big, real fast. I also have a ram's horn, some ram's horn snails, and 1 or 2 mystery snails in here. From my other tank, I have several nerite snails, as you can see. And yesterday we got a shipment of pretty decently sized trapdoor snails for our pond, and I put a couple of them in here. The nerite snails have been riding around on them and cleaning them off because they had moss all over them. But once everything gets super clean in here, I'll probably only end up with 1, depending on what my needs are in here. But right now we are experiencing our cycle, our algae cycle, or our pond. This is the first algae bloom and cycle of it cycling itself with the fish and the fish food and everything in there. I've added about 5 plants. So this is what the pond is looking like this morning on June 5th. You can see, you can still see all the way down to the bottom and see the fish. You can see 2 of our larger goldfish that we had in here from the beginning. And the sun coming through there, you can see a lot. But we are having a pretty good algae bloom because this is the first that the tank is starting to cycle itself. And yesterday we added about 35 trapdoor snails in here. We also added those, you can see right there, the mosquito fish from the pond. And I've added 3 total wisterias, which you can see those 2 have algae on them right now. And I've added 2 big Amazon swords and pots in here. And we still, so far as I know, we've only lost 1 of our goldfish when we first put them in. And we added 25 or minus, well, I did, so 23 goldfish, or 22 goldfish we added. And then this from the feeder goldfish tank at PetSmart. And then we already had 3 goldfish in here, so we have a total of 25 goldfish in here right now. And we did do an order to Arizona Aquatic Gardens online, and we ordered 10 Shibunkin goldfish and 10 of the white and red Sarasa comets. And I also ordered 10 of their native Florida flag fish, which are also killifish, and those are actually legitimate killifish. They eat algae, they lay eggs, and they parent like a killifish. The least killifish that I'm showing you that we got from the pond, those are native to Florida, of course, but they are actually a live bearer, but they are called a killifish. So normally killifish aren't live bearers, but those are. And those killifish that I have in the tank that I was showing you are the smallest variety. So we'll be adding today, actually our shipment of fish should come in, and we'll be adding 10 Shibunkins, 10 Sarasa comets, and 10 Florida flagfish. We also ordered 20 more Nerite snails for this because we haven't put any Nerite snails in here. We're going to put some in our bog tank and some in here, which the trapdoor snails have made a lot of progress coming in and cleaning up all this algae bloom. And we've also purchased several plants. I do want to add some grass shrimp in here once I get some more plants into the pond. What else? That's pretty much it. So that's what the pond is looking like on June 5th. We've had our first algae bloom. All of the fish are still doing great, eating great, they're healthy. And we'll be adding more fish today from Arizona Aquatic Garden. And hopefully I'll get to do an unboxing on the fish from Arizona Aquatic Gardens. This is the first time we've ordered from for our pond anyways, any fish or anything. We have ordered the trapdoor snails from Amazon, but I don't know if we've ever ordered from this company. We have ordered lots of fish in the past for our other fish aquariums and our saltwater reef tank that we had, but maybe I'll be able to show them before we put them in the tank and show you what we got. So I'm going to wrap up this video right here, and this is the update for June the 5th, 2026. This one is a pretty calico. This one is another blue with a orange spot right on his back, mostly to one side. And this is the biggest one in here. These are supposed to be medium Shibunkins. And this one has a lot of color. He's really pretty. Oop, there he goes. Here is another one that's got a lot of pretty color. And we got 3 left. This one is really small. I may put him in my aquarium until he gets a little bit bigger. Here's another one that's got mainly blue. And then here is this one. He looks pretty. He got a lot of color. And this teeny weeny one that's in here, I think I'm going to put it in the aquarium and let it get recovered from shipping and get a little bit of size to it before we put it in the pond, let the pond finish cycling. So that's our Shibunkins we order from Arizona Gardens. So here is the 9th Shibunkin goldfish. Just put him in. He is definitely not having a lot of color right now, but he's super small. So we were supposed to get 10 medium, and I feel like only one of them, the largest one, really qualified as a medium. But this one was teeny weeny small. You can see he is half the size of the rosy red minnow. So I'm gonna let him be in here. And we actually ordered 10 Florida flagfish, and 4 of them were dead in the bag, which they put them in shipping on Wednesday, and they were supposed to arrive yesterday, and they didn't end up arriving till almost 2 o'clock today on Saturday. So the flagfish were super stressed, and they were white. There's one right there. They're getting color now, but they were very, like, I thought more of them were dead. I thought most of them, but 3 were actually moving when I saw the bag, until I put them into a bowl, and then the other ones kind of started moving. But they were super sick from all the nitrogen from the dead fish and being in the bag for 4 days, 5 days, whatever it was, when we're supposed to have express shipping. I don't understand them packaging them up and sending them to the post office on a Friday and us not getting them, on Wednesday, and us not getting them until a Saturday as express shipping. But hopefully they will quickly refund us for the 10 comments that we purchased, which were about $100, and the 4 flagfish that were dead on arrival, which was about $20, and the Shibunkin that they shorted us. So I'm just videoing the flags right now. They are already putting on color. Like, they were literally snow white, no color at all in the bag, and were barely moving when I got them. So that's why I decided to put them in my aquarium for a few days and let them acclimate and get healthy. There is one up there. There's actually 2 of them up there. So there's 6 of them in here. That's 2 of them. They don't have pretty colors yet, but they are not looking like corpse anymore. You start seeing patterns and colors now. I had planned on keeping a trio of flags in this aquarium anyways, but since they were all so sick when they arrived, and they've been in the mail for so long, and they're really small, which they don't get very big. I think that they don't get more than 2 inches. is what their statistics say online. Well, we've never had them, but we really enjoy native fish, and like that least killifish that's right next to them. Those we caught in the wild. And they have been way more happier and healthier than the white cloud minnows. I've tried the white cloud minnows a couple of different times. And the first time they all end up passing away. And the second time I've had them in this tank outside, which doesn't have a heater or anything. I put 5 in here and I have 2 or 3 left in here. But also I think the Danios were bullying them a little bit. So I think the Florida flags are really interesting. They have interesting behavior. They eat algae. They eat plants and every kind of algae. And they, unlike the least killifish over here that is a live bearer, which is not a normal characteristic for a killifish, these guys lay eggs. And from my understanding, they're one of the easier fish to breed. They are easier to breed like cichlids or something like that. They readily breed and lay eggs and in their environment, and they protect their eggs and take care of the eggs. So that's pretty cool. That's another reason why I wanted to keep some in my aquarium, because this aquarium doesn't have any real predators or anything in here. And I'm raising, my platies are able to have babies in here just fine, so I thought they would have a better chance, and I could always give them their own aquarium to help proliferate them if they don't end up working out in the aquarium. But the goal is to put most of the ones that we ordered, at least half of the ones that we ordered, since we only got 6 of them, in the pond. Once I figure out what's a female and what's a male. Once they get all their color and start acting right, it should be easy to tell. But there is our little Shibunkin. He seems like he has like a crooked spine too. You can tell he's kind of wobbly. He doesn't seem like he's got a super straight body. Definitely seems like they don't seem like they're very high quality fish, and they definitely don't seem like they are the ones the Shibunkins that they sent. They sent some very small Shibunkins, and I don't know what the colors on this one will end up being. He's pretty much blue and black right now. But he may develop, he's very young, so he may develop a lot of different colors still. So, I got to go and bury our bog plants. So we got some umbrella palms, and we got some water lettuce that we ordered from them, some other aquatic plants, and some nerite snails. So I gotta go and put the nerite snails out in the bog and in the pond and plant my plants. So I'm gonna end this right here, maybe do another update on the flagfish and the little Shibunkin up here later on to see how he does. So those are the Florida flagfish. So those are native killifish to Florida. And they are predominantly algae eaters. They eat all kinds of algae, including blackbeard algae. And they also like to eat plants. And they are easy to breed. They readily breed. The males and females kind of get together and take care of the eggs and stuff like cichlids do. So they're one of the easier fish to breed. And our plan is to put was put most of them in the pond and just keep a couple in the aquarium for breeding, just to see if we actually are going to end up being able to proliferate them. But they were super stressed because 4 out of the 10 were dead in the bag, and they were in shipping for basically 5 days, and they were white completely. So I wanted to put them in here for a few days, let them acclimate and de-stress from shipping, and eat and decompress. And then in a few days, and hopefully by then I'll figure out which ones are males and females, and I will put half of them in the pond and keep at least one female and one male in here. You see how they're eating that water wisteria. That might be a good thing. I might need to put some of them in my other aquarium where the plants go bonkers, especially the water wisteria. And this plant right here, Rotella, I think is what that is. So we're back at the pond, and we went to PetSmart and got some fish food and supplies. And I got 3 goldfish, since we were shorted basically 15 fish in our order. 4 of them were dead. 1 of them we just didn't get. And 10 of them they didn't ship. So anyways, what we have in this jar right here is 1 $8 Sarasa Comet. That's what the 10 that they didn't send us. And the other 2 are 29-cent Comets. So the 2 orange and white ones supposedly are somehow different. They're the exact same size. They have the same coloration, but one was $8 and one was 59 cents or 29 cents. So we'll catch them and look at them better before we put them in the pond. Here is the black and gold Comet. He's very pretty. He's got a lot of color. Maybe he'll keep some of his color. Okay, here is the $8 Sarasa Comet. And here is the, oops, we're back in there, 29-cent Comet. And there he goes. So we got everything in the mail for our secondary filter. So maybe we'll get to put that together this afternoon. But it's darker outside because the sun is setting, so the pool looks, it looks darker and dirtier, but it's not dirtier. It's just more shadowed. I can still plainly see the fish swimming around in it. But by tomorrow, I expect it to be cleared up a lot. And if we get our pump, our other secondary filter, water, it's like a water with a pump and a filter box. Basically, it's a DIY filter. It's a heavy-duty 7-gallon box from Home Depot with a bunch of filter medium around it, with a pump in the middle, with a bunch of holes drilled up through it, and a fountain on top that has LED lights. So I'll show you that whenever we get it done. But everybody else seems to be doing okay. So after I put the fish in here earlier, the shabunkins, I did keep the tiniest one and put it in my aquarium because he was so small and he wasn't acting right. And his body was a little crooked too. And he's still kind of like swimming around a little drunk acting. But after I came back out here, after a little bit, I noticed that one of the other shabunkins were kind of following me around, bobbing at the top of the water, and he was trying to eat, but then he did not have enough oxygen in him to dive down, so he was staying at the top. Like when I put food in there, if he didn't catch the food, he would only swim down another 3 inches, and then he'd run back up to the top. And we had that happened, you know, to a goldfish before that we put in here, and he ended up passing away. So I wanted to put him in the aquarium and let him get healthy for a little while before we try to put him back in here to give him the best chance possible. So I can already see, my the black and gold one that we just put in here swimming around down there. And then we also went to the pond and caught some mosquito fish and some killifish, which you've seen the killifish in my aquarium. We only got 3 or 4 of them, and 3 of them ended up in my aquarium. But the rest are pretty much mosquito fish. And actually, I noticed a while ago, there's a shabunkin right there, that I have some baby fry in my fish tank. So I don't know if those are new platy fry, brand new platy fry, or they are mosquito fish fry, but they sort of look like the baby guppies. So they may be the mosquito fish having babies in there. So anyways, there's a shabunkin right there underneath that plant. I'm really excited to get our new filter working and have the pond finished filtering out everything once I cleaned it earlier and get it looking clear again. And we put 35 or 40 trapdoor snails in here, and we put 10 Nerite snails in this tank and 10 Nerite snails up there. And we also put 5 or 6 or 7 of the trapdoor snails up there in the bog tank. So we'll see if they get going. We also purchased this water lettuce, which came in looking really off, but hopefully it will bounce back and start acting right. And then we got some umbrella palms and some other stuff that I'll show you once we get them installed in the pond, they start growing. So anyways, that's the update with the fish today. And today is June the 6th. Here's what our pond is looking like. We just had our first algae bloom from the cycling of the pond and cleaned it yesterday. Started up a bunch of stuff, but I made this DIY filter today and attached the sprinkler head to it, and it has really brought the clarity back, and it's only been running for about 30 minutes, and you can see it's looking really good in there. You can see some mosquito fish right there. You can see some goldfish down there. You can see everything clearly all the way to the bottom already.